Did you know that the root cause of fatigue, allergies, and even autoimmune diseases could begin in your gut, the very place you might think is harmless? Stay with me, because this truth could forever change the way you see your health. My name is Ethan Marshall. I'm a 60-year-old physician practicing in the United States, specializing in whole-body health. To start, let me tell you something that may come as a shock. Most of the conditions we struggle with every day, chronic fatigue, persistent allergies, and even autoimmune diseases that feel impossible to escape, may actually originate in your gut. That's right. The root of your entire health lies in a place most people overlook or dismiss as just a digestive machine. If that sparks your curiosity, stay with me, because on this journey you'll see that lasting health doesn't start with medication. It starts with understanding and caring for your gut lining. Before we dive deeper, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your family and friends. Your support helps me continue creating clear, in-depth, and practical content for the community, especially for those still searching for answers about their health struggles. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Leaky gut, known in medical terms as intestinal hyperpermeability, is a concept that has gained more attention in modern medicine. Essentially, it describes the condition where the gut lining, normally a protective wall, becomes weakened and fragile, allowing unwanted substances to leak directly into the bloodstream. Why is this so important? Because the gut isn't just a place to digest food. It's the foundation of your entire health, like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is strong, the house stands firm against storms. If the foundation is weak, even a small tremor can bring it all down. When your gut is healthy, your body can fully absorb vital nutrients from food and naturally eliminate toxins. From that foundation, every other organ, your heart, liver, kidneys, and brain, receives the energy and building blocks it needs to function smoothly. But when the gut is compromised, nutrient absorption falters, toxins accumulate, and the immune system is forced into constant battle with foreign invaders. The result is a decline in overall health, with complex conditions emerging that modern medicine often only begins to address at the surface. Here's something few people realize: up to 70% of our immune system resides in the gut. That means your gut isn't just for digestion, it's the security control center for your entire body. Ignoring or neglecting gut health is like leaving your front gate wide open for intruders. And that's why I told you from the start, many of the health problems you're experiencing may not come from age or genetics, but from the silent breakdown of your gut. So what do you think? A, do you still believe the gut is simply a place for digestion? Or B, do you now see the gut as the true foundation of your health? Share your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. When the intestinal lining becomes damaged and loses its natural integrity, serious consequences begin to unfold. Tiny gaps appear in the mucosal barrier, allowing large molecules, toxins, bacteria, and antigens from partially digested food to slip directly into the bloodstream. This is highly abnormal, since the digestive system is designed to permit only fully broken down nutrients to enter circulation. Once these foreign elements cross over, the immune system immediately identifies them as intruders and responds with inflammatory reactions to protect the body. The issue is that this response rarely subsides quickly. Instead, it persists, fueling chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the underlying factor in the development of numerous diseases, including autoimmune disorders, where the body mistakenly turns against its own healthy tissues. In clinical practice, the consequences of leaky gut manifest in many different ways. Allergies are among the most visible, ranging from food sensitivities to environmental triggers. Patients often report persistent rashes, itching, watery eyes, or chronic nasal congestion without any clear cause. Digestive disturbances are also common, including bloating, abdominal discomfort, prolonged diarrhea, or chronic constipation. Hormonal imbalances are another significant consequence when metabolic regulation is disrupted. Symptoms can include disturbed sleep, ongoing stress, mood swings, or a consistent lack of energy. Many patients are surprised to discover that their emotional or psychological fluctuations are closely tied to a weakened gut barrier. Another outcome is blood sugar instability. When the gut no longer performs its selective filtering role, the body can slide into insulin resistance and fluctuating glucose levels. This increases the risk of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, particularly in individuals consuming diets high in refined carbohydrates and sugars. The most severe long-term consequence, however, is the onset of autoimmune disease. Over time, as foreign particles continue leaking into the bloodstream, the immune system struggles to differentiate between invaders and the body's own tissues, leading to conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, or Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Beyond this, systemic toxicity is a real concern. The buildup of harmful substances in the blood can cause persistent fatigue, headaches, memory decline, and an overall deterioration in quality of life. Thus, what begins as a subtle weakening of the intestinal barrier can trigger a domino effect impacting multiple organ systems. This demonstrates that the gut is far more than a digestive passageway. It is a central hub in the body's defense system. Early recognition and timely intervention when digestive symptoms appear are therefore essential steps to prevent the complex cycle of disease driven by leaky gut. Within the complex design of the digestive system, one particularly important yet often overlooked component is the gut-associated lymphatic tissue, or GALT. This structure can be thought of as the body's inner skin, a biological barrier that not only absorbs nutrients but also serves as a highly sophisticated defense system against countless harmful agents. GALT extends throughout the intestinal tract, closely linked with the body's overall immune system, and is regarded as one of the richest reservoirs of immune cells. Its central task is to identify and distinguish what should be absorbed nutrients vital for health from what must be rejected, such as toxins, bacteria, or allergens. In this sense, GALT functions much like border security forces, for a nation ensuring that only clean supplies cross the border while keeping intruders out from the very start. When GALT functions effectively, nutrient absorption occurs seamlessly. Proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals from food are efficiently transformed into energy and building materials for cells. At the same time, toxins, microbes, and allergens are tightly contained, unable to penetrate circulation. This mechanism allows the blood to remain clean, protecting vital organs such as the liver, kidneys, heart, and brain from being overloaded with contaminants. Conversely, when GALT weakens, the line between nourishment and harm blurs. Unwanted particles slip through the intestinal barrier and trigger a cascade of abnormal immune responses, fostering chronic inflammation and a host of subsequent disorders. The decline of GALT function is thus seen as a critical link in the development of many modern conditions, ranging from metabolic syndrome to autoimmune diseases. Research conducted by the U.S. National Institutes of Health in 2021 revealed that approximately 80% of the body's immune cells are located in the gut under the direct regulation of GALT. This finding highlights that the strength of the body's overall immunity depends largely on whether GALT can maintain its integrity. Experts emphasize that any effort to strengthen immune health will fall short if the repair and protection of this intestinal lymphatic barrier are neglected. GALT, therefore, is not merely an anatomical structure. It is a command center of immune regulation, determining whether the body remains resilient or succumbs to disease. In the broader picture of health, GALT plays a foundational role in maintaining the delicate balance between absorption and defense, between nourishment and detoxification. A robust GALT allows the gut to fulfill its role as the root of health, ensuring that other organs in the body can perform optimally. For this reason, recognizing and safeguarding the health of this system is not simply a matter of medical detail, but a core strategy for achieving long-term, sustainable wellness. In his book, Mucusless Diet Healing System, often translated as Eat to Heal, Professor Arnold Ehret put forth a controversial yet compelling view: the majority of human illnesses stem from the accumulation of mucus within the body. According to Ehret, this mucus is primarily generated by diets rich in refined starches, meat, dairy products, and heavily processed industrial foods. He explained that mucus adheres to the intestinal walls, obstructing the absorption of nutrients, while simultaneously creating a favorable environment for bacteria and toxins to thrive. This is not merely a digestive slowdown, but a root cause of systemic disorders. When the intestines are coated in thick mucus, the selective filtering process becomes distorted, preventing the body from distinguishing between pure nutrients and harmful waste, thereby initiating a chain of adverse and prolonged reactions. The cornerstone of Ehret's philosophy is the purity of both the intestines and the blood. He argued that to achieve sustainable health, one must cultivate a digestive system that remains free from blockages caused by residue and mucus. For him, the ideal diet consisted of natural fresh water, rich in minimally processed foods, with a strong emphasis on fresh fruits and vegetables. When the intestines are cleansed through such nourishment, the blood also becomes purified, allowing the body to function like a machine free of rust. Though articulated decades ago, his concept closely aligns with modern medical understanding, which also recognizes the integrity of the gut lining as a prerequisite for maintaining overall health. When placed side by side, Ehret's viewpoint and modern medical science converge on a critical insight. The weakening of the intestinal barrier is the root cause of many complex diseases. While modern medicine employs the term intestinal hyperpermeability to describe the biological mechanism, Ehret conveys the idea through the image of mucus obstructing the body's natural flow. Despite the differences in expression, the essence remains the same. The gut is the foundation of health, and its cleanliness determines the body's capacity to prevent disease and regenerate itself. From a practical standpoint, integrating modern scientific knowledge with Ehret's classical philosophy can provide a more comprehensive approach. Patients may not only receive medical treatments, but also be guided toward dietary adjustments, prioritizing fresh whole foods and reducing processed items to give the gut lining a chance to repair and the blood to be naturally cleansed. This perspective reflects the broader trend of contemporary medicine, moving beyond symptom management toward the restoration and reinforcement of foundational health. The blending of these perspectives underscores an important lesson. The principles of eating to heal are not merely personal philosophy, but can serve as a valuable complement to scientific efforts aimed at safeguarding and maintaining the integrity of the digestive system. For a long time, the gut has been recognized as the center of overall health, and when viewed systemically, it becomes clear that nearly every organ depends in some way on the strength of the intestinal lining. A healthy mucosal barrier not only allows the body to fully absorb essential nutrients, but also acts as a shield against toxins, microbes, and allergens. When this barrier remains intact, the body has a stable foundation to sustain balance. When it weakens, however, not only the digestive system, but also the immune, nervous, endocrine, and circulatory systems are affected. Protecting gut health, therefore, is not a secondary task but a top priority in any long-term health strategy. Diet plays a central role in maintaining this foundation. Recent medical studies show that increasing intake of vegetables, fresh fruits, nuts, legumes, and high-fiber foods helps preserve the integrity of the gut lining. At the same time, reducing processed foods, refined sugar, red meat, and dairy lowers inflammatory triggers and lightens the load on the digestive barrier. Lifestyle choices are equally critical. Sufficient sleep, regular physical activity, and managing stress allow the immune system to stabilize and the gut to heal. This approach echoes Arnold Ehret's philosophy of cleansing to heal, emphasizing that lasting health is only possible when both the intestines and the blood remain in a pure state. Equally important is developing awareness of the body's signals. Subtle signs like bloating, fatigue, after meals, skin changes, or sleep disturbances may be warnings of underlying gut problems. Ignoring them risks more serious complications. Seeking timely medical evaluation and adjusting daily habits can prevent many long-term consequences. Modern medicine increasingly stresses the balance between treating symptoms and restoring foundational health, meaning that alongside necessary medications, patients must also be guided toward lifestyle and dietary adjustments that reinforce the body's inner defenses. The core message is clear: the gut is the root of health. Any effort to sustain well-being must begin with caring for the digestive system and preserving the integrity of the intestinal lining. A balanced diet, a healthy lifestyle, and careful attention to the body's signals form the most practical path toward resilience and long-term vitality. Starting with small but consistent choices in daily meals, anyone can lay down a strong foundation for health, preserving both energy and stability for the years ahead. So let me ask you, which do you believe matters more for gut health, your diet or your daily lifestyle? Share your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to fill out the form in the description to receive a free Healing Health ebook, and please subscribe, like, and share this video. Your support allows this channel to continue delivering content that is valuable, useful, and practical for the community.